We always, again, want to try to understand the solution that has the least overall holistic impact on the communities in which these data centers are located.
Project Blue plugs in a new plan, avoiding a water-cooled system and switching to air. But opponents aren't switching their opinion on the proposed data center.
The plans for a massive complex full of power-hungry computers are back on with some changes. Project Blue no longer plans to use vast amounts of reclaimed water and has changed its cooling method.
But the opposition remains for that project slated for land next to the Pima County Fairgrounds. 13 News reporter JD Wallace is live downtown to explain why.
Mary County supervisors approved it 3-2, but when the city would not annex the land, the opponents thought that'd be the end of it. But the supervisors who approved it and the developers building it say it will continue just without the water use. That was one of the things that made it a target.
The coalition is still incredibly concerned about this project, and we don't trust Beal at all.
Well, I'm really glad that there's a path forward for the project, because the main reason that I was in favor of it was because of the increased tax revenue.
More than $58 million in tax revenue for Pima County alone over 10 years would be generated by the Project Blue data center, on top of the $20.8 million land sale to Humphreys Peak Properties, 290 acres north of the fairgrounds, but no longer planning an 18-mile reclaimed water line to cool the center since the city of Tucson will not annex the site. Developer Beal Infrastructure says it will now use a closed-loop air cooling system.
It's like kind of getting cooled down with a fan that's blowing on you. Using water for cooling is that same type of sensation if you were to jump in a pool.
Michael Obradovich is an expert with Ecolab and not commenting directly on nor affiliated with Project Blue. But he explains water is more efficient for data center cooling, and since Project Blue has said it will stay within the power it's already agreed to use from TEP, there's going to be a trade-off.
Then more of that power distribution may have to go to cooling infrastructure versus compute infrastructure.
Obradovich explains in a closed-loop system, the heat from computing still needs water or fluid in a closed loop to cool the computer chips close up. But air cools the site instead of large-scale water cooling, and developers are seeking ways to make locations they select work.
Site selection is getting very, very complicated, especially in North America and across all regions. And so not all times is it as easy as saying, okay, we'll just go relocate somewhere else.
I think we're still, putting pressure on and calling on the county to, not close on the land sale and looking at what other options that we have.
The only way that that could come up again is if one of the three of us who voted in the majority asked to have the item reconsidered, and I'm certainly not going to do that, and I very much doubt that either Supervisor Hines or Supervisor Christie would.
In addition to the tax revenue, Supervisor Scott says that Beal Infrastructure is also speaking with the county administrator about opportunities for community investment, especially to serve areas of low income and underserved communities. Reporting live from downtown, JD Wallace, 13 News.